Ridwan has two questions. The first one is, what's the ruling on lying on your stomach? Is this permissible or not? It's an issue of dispute. And the reason there is such a dispute is whether the hadith is authentic or not. Some scholars think and believe that the hadith of the prohibition of lying on your stomach is not authentic, it's weak. The one where the Prophet ﷺ says that this is a way of lying down that Allah hates, and in another hadith that this is the way that the people of hell lie down, and he kicked someone who was asleep in the masjid because he was lying on his stomach. A lot of scholars say that this is not an authentic hadith. And some scholars say that these hadiths are authentic, such as Sheikh Al-Albani and those who follow him. So it's an issue of dispute, depending on the science of hadith. Now, if you're not a doctor, and I'm not a doctor, and we go to two different doctors, one say that you have to operate because you have an illness in your stomach, and the other one says you don't have to operate because you don't have any. Their interpretation is different. Both of them are good doctors, but the way they diagnose the illness, the way they look at the x-rays and the lab reports, they differ. So what to do? Take a third opinion. My conclusion, my personal conclusion is that you should avoid lying on your back. That is, let me rephrase that. You should avoid lying on your stomach if you don't have a legitimate reason, as your spouse massaging you or an illness, etc. And better to be safe than sorry. You have three other sides to sleep. You can sleep on your back, on your right, which is the sunnah, or on your left side, and this is permissible, not forbidden. So as long as, alhamdulillah, the alternatives are there, it's better safe than to be sorry. His question about my previous answer, what would he do? Would he pray it? The answer is no. If I deliberately missed Dhuhr prayer, I'm in the office, I'm working, someone says Dhuhr time, says, okay, I'll pray it in 5 minutes. The Jama'ah is finished, there is another Jama'ah, okay, I'm coming in 10 minutes. And it is close to 3:30, and it's 3:35. The Adhan of Asr is 3:40. And I know that, and I say, yeah, I still have a couple of minutes to do. And the Adhan is called, khalas, it's over. I cannot pray Dhuhr. Then I come back to my senses and say, okay, let me go pray Dhuhr. Don't pray Dhuhr. So what happens if I pray it? Allah will not accept it from you. It would be voluntary prayer, because the Prophet's hadith is clear. I'm not bringing this from my own pocket, as they say. The Prophet said that there is no expiation. For what? For someone who slept? For someone who forgot? We know that both actions done in sleeping or while unconscious, Allah Azza wa Jal doesn't burden us for that, doesn't hold us accountable. Three, the Prophet tells us that Allah would not hold accountable are a sleeping person until he wakes up, an insane person until he becomes sane, a young a child until he reaches the age of puberty. So, and also at the end of Surah Al-Baqarah, رَبَّنَا لَا تُؤَخِذْنَا إِن نَسِينَا وَأَخْطَأْنَا. Oh Allah, do not burden us if we forget or make a mistake. So Allah says, as in the Sahih Imam Muslim, I would do that. Allah answers the supplication. So this means that if you did not sleep nor forget a prayer deliberately, waited until the time was over, and there's no legitimate reason, none whatsoever, in this case, you cannot make it up entirely. Yes, you can make the other prayers afterwards, which is Al-Maghrib in the case of Brother Ahmed's question.
Huda TV's social media sites are the best way to contact us from anywhere around the world. Stay connected with Huda TV's latest news and programs through Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Skype, and Instagram. It's fast and easy. Stay up to date with your favorite shows and scholars today. Huda TV, a light in every home.